Good afternoon, students. And so welcome to English 420, Introduction to Linguistics. And so today we're going to go over the origins of language. How did language first start? Where did language come from? And so we're going to go over several theories about the origins of language. So without further ado, I will now share my screen. The origins of language. So there are several key theories behind the origin of language. So chapter 1 outlines various hypotheses concerning the emergence of human language. Chapter 1 presents several perspectives, including the notion of divine endowment, or the idea that language stemmed from imitating natural sounds. Other theories suggest language arose from the necessity of social cooperation or evolved alongside physical adaptation suited for speech. Chapter 1 explores connections between language development and the creation of tools, as well as the concept of a genetic predisposition for language acquisition. The origins of language involve several theories that try to explain how humans develop the ability to communicate through complex systems of words and symbols. So the first theory for language development is a divine source. This theory suggests that language was given to humanity by a divine being or God. Natural sound source. This idea proposes that early humans mimicked natural sounds from their environment, which gradually developed into a language. Social interaction source. This theory highlights that language emerged from the need for social communication among individuals, especially in cooperative activities. Physical adaptation source argues that the physical features of humans, such as teeth, lips, and throat, evolved to produce speech sounds. Tool-making source. This concept links the development of tools with communication, suggesting that as humans became skilled in making tools, they also needed to communicate about these activities. Genetic source. This theory proposes that humans are genetically predisposed to acquire language, which suggests a biological foundation for our ability to speak and understand language. These theories offer different perspectives on how language started and evolved in human society. The central theme across all theories is the fundamental question of how humans acquired the ability to communicate through intricate systems of words and symbols. Each theory offers a unique lens through which to view the evolutionary process, focusing on different drivers and origins. The most important ideas revolve around the proposed mechanisms for language development, external supernatural origins. The divine source posits the divine source theory posits that language is a gift from a higher power. It suggests that language was given to humanity by a divine being or God. This theory points to a supernatural origin rather than an internally developed human capacity. Environmental mimetic origins. The natural sound source theory proposes that early human communication began with the imitation of sounds from their surroundings. This suggests a direct connection between the environment and the initial forms of human vocalization, which gradually developed into language. The social interaction source, or theory, emphasizes the necessity of communication within groups. It highlights that language emerged from the need for social communication among individuals, especially in cooperative activities. This theory underscores the role of collective action and social bonding as a driving force for linguistic communication. the tool-making source, connects cognitive and motor development to linguistic needs. It links the development of tools with communication, suggesting that as humans became skilled in making tools, they also needed to communicate about these activities. This implies that increasingly complex tasks necessitated more sophisticated communication. Physiological origins. The physical adaptation theory suggests that human anatomy evolved specifically to facilitate speech. This theory argues that the physical features of humans, such as teeth, lips, and throat, evolved to produce speech sounds. This theory points to a co-evolution of physical form and communicative function. And last but not least, the genetic source theory proposes an innate, predetermined capacity for language. It proposes that humans are genetically predisposed to acquire language, which suggests a biological foundation for our ability to speak and understand language. This theory indicates a hardwired biological imperative for language acquisition rather than solely an environmental or social one. Chapter 2, Animals and Human Language. So Chapter 2 examines the distinctions between how animals communicate and the unique characteristics of human language. Chapter 2 highlights that while animals utilize sounds and gestures for immediate situations, human language possesses qualities like displacement, allowing discussion of non-present events, and arbitrariness, where word meanings aren't linked to their reference. Chapter 2 also emphasizes productivity, enabling infinite expression and cultural transmission, showing language is socially learned. Furthermore, Chapter 2 acknowledges attempts to teach animal communication, citing examples like Washoe the chimpanzee, yet maintains that human language retains distinct qualities despite these impressive animal abilities, sparking ongoing debate about the true language acquisition in non-human species. Communications. Animals communicate using sound, gestures, and other signals. For example, dogs bark to express excitement or alertness, while birds might sing to attract mates or claim territory. Properties of human language. Human language has special features that set it apart from animal communication. Displacement. Humans can talk about things that are not present or events that occurred in the past or future. Animals typically communicate about immediate situations. Arbitrariness. The connection between words and their meanings is mostly random. There is no intrinsic reason why a certain object is called by a certain name. For example, a tree. In contrast, animal signals are often more directly related to the situation. Productivity. Humans can create and understand an infinite number of sentences and ideas, allowing for limitless expression. Animals mostly use fixed signals with specific meanings. Cultural transmission. Human language is learned through social interaction and cultural exposure. Animals can also learn from each other, but their communication systems are typically less adaptable. Talking to animals. Researchers have taught some animals, like chimpanzees, basic forms of communication. For instance, a chimp named Washoe was taught to use the American Sign Language. Controversies. There is debate over whether animals can truly possess language. While some species can communicate complex ideas, the question remains about whether this is comparable to human language. Cases such as Kanzi or Washoe, who learn to use symbols to communicate, illustrate that while some animals show impressive abilities, human language still has unique qualities that differentiate it from animal communication. So key concepts and principles. Defining communication. How do animals communicate? Distinguishing human language. Displacement, the ability to refer to things not present in time or space. Arbitrariness, the non-intrinsic link between a word and its meaning. Productivity, the capacity to generate and understand an infinite number of novel expressions. Cultural transmission, the learning and passing down of language through social interaction. So these are all the hallmarks of human language. And so in the first chapter, we went over the origins of language and whether or not language came from our environment or from social interaction or from the way our mouth is formed or from God. And of course, being at LAPU, we tend to believe that language comes from God and that the humans received their language from God, and that it was during the Tower of Babel that all the languages got scattered across the world, and that originally everybody spoke one language. That is the language from God. So I hope that you enjoyed this week video for week 1, and we're going to focus more on other aspects of linguistics in the following weeks. And so next week, we are going to be studying the sounds of language, first language acquisition, and second language acquisition. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will now look for the record button. And so I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have a great week. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the Professor H Writing channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at any time.